Right. Hi, this is Jim Myrick with the Myrick & Young team, and today we're going to explore the top 5 mistakes that sellers make when they sell their homes. And starting with number one, and number one is not pricing your property properly. And that takes normally a lot of research to determine what the pricing of that is, and you should go through all the different perspectives. Now remember, you're not looking for an appraisal, you're looking for actually how you can get as much money out of your home as possible. And what that determines is what's the market is doing, how many properties you have in your competition. Also, it determines it's very cyclical. It changes not only from year to year depending on what the economy does, but it does change from month to month depending on what the trends of, like when kids are going to school, when holidays tend to slow down a little bit more, and those are all things that determine your pricing strategy. So looking at that very in depth and seeing what the best price is the number one thing. No matter how many people you bring to the property, if you don't price it properly, it will not sell for as much as you can get out of it. The number two mistake that sellers make when selling their property is not staging their property properly from the front door all the way inside. Now, a lot of times people make judgment calls on their own property according to their own personal opinion, when really what we're trying to do is we're trying to connect your property to as many buyers as possible, because the more buyers that you have is the more possibility of getting a higher net proceeds. So paying attention to little things like in the front yard, making sure the door opens properly, getting rid of a lot of excess furniture, a lot of pictures inside of it. Staging the property properly is the number two thing that people have as far as a mistake. The number three mistake that sellers make is having an effective relationship with their real estate broker or agent. Now, a lot of times people have their own thought patterns of what needs to happen as far as selling a piece of property. Now that needs to be communicated between the agent and the seller. Having an agent who has a clear-cut program so you can determine if that's what you want to do with your home is very important. I find that a lot of times people are kind of generalize what they're going to do. The contract itself just merely says that the agent will do as much as they can to sell the property and that the seller will be available. Okay, well there's a lot in between that, and you probably want to communicate as much of that as possible. Also, you're a team, you work back and forth together. So understanding how you're communicating, what the expectations are critical in selling a piece of property. Number four mistake that sellers make is not having updated information. I find that a lot of people make decisions off what they read about 3 months ago or 2 years ago when they start talking with their friends. Having true information in front of you, not just a rumor, but finding out things that how many houses have sold recently in your neighborhood, what is up for sale right now in your neighborhood, what are the interest rates, what are the trends, looking at it from different perspectives is critical for you making the proper decision. Number five mistake that sellers make is that they don't get all the inspections and all the disclosures right up front. It's a little bit easier. There's a lot of excitement happening between the buyer and the property at that time. There's a lot of emotions that are at a pitch. And what happens is when people start making offers and they don't see the inspection, they have in their mind that the property is fine, everything's okay, and if any little thing that comes up in the inspections later on, it starts cutting into what their image of that property is. So let's be truthful right up front. Get your property inspection, your physical inspection, or your pest inspection and your roof inspection right off the bat. Have all your disclosures so they can see that and then move forward with their new home. So to conclude, the 5 top things that sellers make mistakes is not pricing the property properly, not staging it and showing it in an effective manner, having a poor relationship or communication with their agent, having outdated information on what's currently going on in the market, and also not getting the upfront inspections right off the bat. So if you have any questions on this and you want to sit down and start talking about what our game plan is as far as what we do to help sellers avoid these mistakes and get as much money for their house as possible, give us a call at the below number, and have a great day.